I probably should have done this video a couple of years ago maybe, but basically I want to go over a couple of things about packing the hubs, either to send them to me. Obviously you'll see how I pack them when I send them back. The two hubs, this is specifically for like the Toyota hubs, to get them machined to work as a 5-lug modification on the hard body spindles. Okay, so I've already unpacked these, but this was an example of perfect, okay, just right. I've tried to explain to people, you know, make sure that you tape the box up completely and pack it tight, okay? You got to understand that the post office does not physically handle most of this stuff. You drop it in a box, it goes into a hamper, you know, you put it in the wall or whatever, or hand it to somebody, they throw it in a hamper. Then that hamper typically just gets dumped onto a machine, a bunch of conveyor belts, stuff like that. It rolls across in front of somebody with a keyboard. They look at the address, they key it, or it goes across a machine that just scans the address and reads it. It's not like people are handling these by hand. There is no care. The machine we have at work, this box could go across it and drop basically 10 feet, you know, onto other boxes or no boxes and that stuff. So if it's not packed tight, the hubs inside bounce around so much they will literally tear the box open. Anyway, this is just regular packing paper. Newspaper will work just fine. You don't have to use bubble wrap or anything. So what he had done was he had wrapped each one of these in some paper and then stuck it in here and then packed everything in tight so it wouldn't shift around much. It's that shifting that causes all the issues and that stuff. So while I'm here, let me show you this. Is an example of how I want them to show up. Okay, when I say all the grease and the races need cleaned out and that stuff, this is fine. The little residual grease there, stuff like that, I just don't want all the big globs of grease, because as soon as I turn it on the lathe, it's going to start slinging out at me. I would be quite upset. And then I got to clean them, and so then I'll just charge extra if I got to clean them, because I hate cleaning parts. Best way to clean these things out, to get that out, is use brake cleaner. Because once brake cleaner cleans it out, it evaporates, doesn't leave any slime behind or anything like that. So, and by the way, that last box, that's a $15 box, flat rate priority. You get tracking. This box cost $50 to spend. And at first I opened it up and I was like, oh my God, man, this is just, you know, the best packing job ever. And then as I started pulling all the layers and layers and layers off, I just simply got annoyed. This is a waste of my time to have to go through and do this, and it was a waste of the customer's money to send it like this. I have this for, you know, packing up other stuff like that. I could wrap these in towels. If they were dirtier or greasier, I could put them in Ziploc bags. But I tend to have this stuff on hand, and so I'll go through and I'll wrap it with this. Primarily just so that the grease and stuff like that wasn't cleaned off on the outside there, you know, all of that. Once I get them wrapped in that, then I don't have to worry so much about getting the box all dirty. So I'll wrap them with this stuff. That's mainly just to keep my hands clean after the fact. The two hubs will fit in a medium flat rate box of this size. There's another one that's shaped more like a game box. You don't want that one. And that's good enough for now, because I just need something to hold the box together, but you know. Now it's not a bad idea to put extra packing in here, and one of the best things is either newspapers or magazines. So this newspaper just about fits in there. I mean, so you can just take a couple of folds of this stuff and shove it down in there. It just helps increase the thickness, the bulk. You know, it'll be harder for this to go get pushed through the box than it will be for, you know, the hard metal edge. I don't necessarily always do this, but it certainly doesn't hurt to do it. The hubs just kind of sit in. I set them in like that in the corner there. The hard body hubs will fit similarly. So I'm going to reuse some of the packing material that actually came with these hubs. It's not a bad idea to get some on the back side there, especially since we have so much room. And I tore the box there a little bit. Oh well. That's really what you want. You don't want them to move around any more than possible. Probably edit down that noise. I'm sure that was pretty loud. Okay. So. That's packed nice and tight. Okay, so I might have got this one just a little too tight, but okay. Alright, I put these on just to be nice to the male people. I don't actually have to work with the ones that will handle these, but if you ever lifted a bunch of packages, you know just how nasty it is to be grabbing a bunch of light ones and then bam, you get hit with a heavy one. And by putting them on, just putting them on 3, you know, overlapping the corners like that, I can get away with 3 stickers and still cover all 6 sides. So. Okay. Something I tend to do, heavy boxes, these corners are really hard. I take the tape dispenser and I blunt those corners. Again, since I'm also worried about them breaking out these corners, I make a point to tape the sides too. So, this box is for Phil at Twisted Images. Yep, in Oklahoma. Huh? Oh, that's right, he moved. Anyway, so I got to get the label and then I'll finish. I got another box I got to do too, so I'll box it up, then I'll go get the labels.